Alright guys, so we're in the car. Everything is installed. The whole trunk is done. Everything is plumbed up. We should be good. All the 545 should be cured. So what I did is I did a test run. I turned this on and I pumped it up, or I allowed the compressors to pump it up to 100 pounds in the tank. So I have confirmed power. It is working. You know, as soon as I plugged the harness into the manifold, I turned the car on, came right on. Everything's functioning good. Just want to make sure we don't have any leaks. So I am going to go ahead and turn this back on. It's been probably about 5 minutes. If we had any major leaks or anything, it's going to say, because on the 3P, 3H, it does have the actual tank reading for the pressure, PSI, in the corner. So we're going to be able to look, see what we got, see where we're at. So let's turn this on now, see if we got any leaks. Let's keep our fingers crossed. It's probably going to turn the compressors back on and go up to 150. Yep, we're at 100, guys. Awesome. So that means we are keeping our pressure. There should be no leaks. I'm going to let this go up to 150. And then from here, we can go ahead and get the car ready for suspension installation. So you do want to verify if the actual system works before you go installing the bags, because the last thing you want to do is put bags on all four corners of your car, go through all that hard work, and then the last thing, you go to turn this on and it doesn't work. So verify this works before you even bother installing the bags. Like I said, when I turned it on initially, it came right on. You know, this is the second run now, came right on. We're at the correct pressure. It's going to put us back up to 150, which is where this is set to cut off, and that's where the tank's going to be at for 150 PSI setup. And we should be good, guys. We're just going to go ahead and get into the disassembly and install the bag. So let's get into the fun part and do the suspension. Alright guys, so we got the Challenger in the air. If you want to know how to get this thing jacked correctly up in the air, I'll leave a link in the description for my video for jacking points and getting this Challenger on jack stands. But we got her in the air. We're probably going to dive into the front first, get these wheels off, and we're going to start tearing into the suspension, guys. How this is supposed to be set up when you go to reinstall this, you're supposed to have this new bolt, okay? And what they want you to do is take these two provided spacers and put one on each side of put one on each side of the bushing for fitment, because this actual mount, the bottom mount here, has too much space between the bushing and the actual mount here. So I mean, obviously it should be flush. If we come over to the stock side and look at the stock setup, as you can see, there's no light coming through there. You don't see the bolt. It's straight flush. All right, the bushing meets that mount. All right, so that's how it's supposed to be on this side with the new Airlift struts, and that's why they provide you these spacers. Now here's the problem. These spacers are way too big, way too big. I mean, you can see there's no way that thing is fitting in there, even if we just use one. and they provided you with two, essentially putting two on each side. Now this did have space between it, and I didn't want to install it without anything on there. So what I've come up with is I got two washers. All right, so these are reasonably thick washers, nothing crazy, but what I did is I put one on that side and one on that side, which pretty much killed all of that negative space, and it looks like we're pretty much flush now if you look at it. So that's my way to fix this, guys. You know, this is a 16 Challenger. It does say only use those spacers for early models. I guess, you know, this wouldn't really be considered an early model, considering this is a 2016, and you know, they started making the 3rd gen Challengers in 2008. So they do provide you those spacers, but you know, like for the newer models, they obviously still need some space here. All right, so that's why we got these, and that's the fix in order to get these on here correctly, guys. All right, so that's how I was able to get that negative space out of there. have to get this threaded into that plate. That plate isn't sturdy, it moves around, it's hard to start getting it threaded in. I tried to do it on the other side with the mount attached to the bag. It didn't work. I actually had to take the upper mount off of the bag. I think that was the easiest route to get this in here without fighting, you know, for hours with this. So that's how I got it, guys. I just put the plate in there, took the upper bracket off, pressed it up inside of the perch, got it to catch, and started threading it in. And now what we're going to do is just get this bag back attached to the upper bracket.